Welcome everyone for today's webinar. Very good morning to all of you. I am Akshay Mahadik, member of Network Techlab marketing team. On behalf of Network Techlab and AWS, I would like to thank you all for joining today's session. We appreciate your efforts for taking out time from your busy schedule and considering the current situation that persists around us. Before we start, here are some session rules that we should take care of. As we have a large number of audience, we will be putting everyone on mute to avoid disturbances or crosstalks. If you have any questions, please make a note of your question, and all questions you can ask in the questions tab. All these questions we can take at the end of the webinar, which is Q&A session. Going ahead, a small brief introduction on our topic today. So today we are going to learn about how to adopt, migrate to cloud, how to reduce TCO with cloud adoption, achieve business resiliency, roadmap to go ahead, and lots of new possible things with cloud migration. For that, we have Mr. Nikhil from AWS and Mr. Ali Khan from Network Techlab, who will be the speaker for this session today. Once again, I would like to thank you all of you for joining us today. Without wasting any time now, I will take you to Nikhil. Over to you, Nikhil.
Thank you, Akshay. Thank you for that introduction. And I hope I'm loud and clear and audible. So if you could just confirm if everything is clear.
Yeah, Akshay, you're laudable.
Okay, so Akshay, I would like to take over the screen sharing now.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, let me know once you guys can see my screen.
Yes, Nikhil. Yes.
Good morning, everyone. I really appreciate you all taking out time to have this session with us today. The idea of this session is not to give you a lot of information around AWS and Network Techlabs, rather just to tell you what is the art of possible here when you're working with Network Techlabs and AWS. We'll not only be focusing on migrations, but we'll also tell you how exactly you can not only migrate to AWS, but also modernize and optimize with AWS. So this is what the agenda of this session would be. I am Nikhil Anand, a solutions architect here with AWS. I've been associated with AWS for over 3 years now. And as a solutions architect, my primary role is to work with the customers very closely and help them build and architect different solutions on the AWS cloud. Now, in this process, I make sure that they are building solutions that are not only resilient, but also cost effective and performance efficient. So that's my day-to-day work. And I'm looking forward to getting connected with some of you, in fact, all of you, at some point or the other in the coming days. Now, let's get to the topic that we are going to be discussing today. Migrating and modernizing with AWS, some of the best solutions and services that we can help you with during your cloud journey. So firstly, I'm sure a lot of you might have some idea around cloud computing, but if I were to put it in simple terms, I would say it's nothing but a virtual data center wherein you pay based on what you use. So you can consider cloud as simple as something like electricity. You switch on a switch for your light bulb, and when you switch it off, you're not paying for it. So you're only paying for the duration for which your light bulb was switched on. So it's as simple as that. Cloud is paying for your IT resources on the go. So you only pay for what you use, and you do not pay for it at any other times. Now you can just quickly compare this with on-premises. It's like you need to have your data center in place all the times. Whether your workloads are running or whether they are not running, you will still incur charges for it, whether it is for infrastructure maintenance or whether it is for some other purpose. So that is where cloud has the edge. And if you were to take my opinion, I would say for sure in the next 4 or 5 or 10 years from now, everything is going to move to cloud. So the sooner one decides to adopt to cloud, the better it is. Now, what is AWS? AWS is the cloud computing provider that helps you build your architectures and infrastructure on AWS cloud, where AWS takes care of maintaining and provisioning the underlying infrastructure to run your operational workloads, and you take care of your business. It's as simple as that. And AWS, it has a broad and wide range of services that helps customer build different solutions. Now, these solutions are not limited to a particular solution stack. It's not that just someone who's interested into AI or ML could build solutions on AWS. Someone who's just having a requirement as simple as storing something, they can make use of AWS. At the same time, someone who wants to run large number of machine learning algorithms, they can also run on AWS. So that is the range of offerings that AWS provides, and that is where AWS holds the edge over the current on-premises infrastructures. Now, what are some of the key drivers for transforming your business? Now, if you see this slide, you'll understand the first and the foremost thing that any top level executive of a company would want to have is staff productivity. And at the same time, if your business is not giving your end customers new experiences, it is not something that you would want to have. So application modernization, agility, new customer experiences, this is what most of the companies look forward to. Similarly, from the security perspective, you should not only be having the ability to scale globally quickly, but also you should be able to have security and compliance in place. Now, AWS takes care of that as well. It ensures that you have your secure and compliant infrastructures. If you have some local laws or local privacy laws or any other compliance that you need to meet for your infrastructure, we help you design such solutions on the cloud. And if you're transforming, if you're moving ahead, if you're moving towards big data, again, AWS has a wide range of services that can help you there. Similarly, for infrastructure and operations, you have the elasticity, reliability, and scalability of AWS cloud that helps you in numerous ways. But in general, if someone just asks, what are the advantages of moving to cloud? More often than not, there are 5 key factors that drive customers to move to cloud. The first one is agility. This means you can experiment and innovate really quick. Suppose you want to try something out, you have a new piece of code in your development environment, you want to try it out, you quickly provision a resource, you quickly provision a virtual machine, you run it, and if it works, you just scale up. And if it doesn't work, you can terminate the machine, you can work on your development again. So that's how fast it is, that's how agile cloud is. And on most occasions, hello, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, Nikhil. You can continue.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. I just had a network drop. So in case you do not hear me, I'm not monitoring the chat box right now. Akshay or Adamya, who's on the call, please feel free to just give me a call on my phone so that I understand that I have had a network drop.
Yeah, Nikhil, I'm connected. Yeah, I will update you on this. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
So moving on, I was talking about advantages of moving to the cloud. And as I mentioned, one of the key drivers of why customers move to cloud is agility. Now, agility, when I say that, it just implies that you can quickly experiment and run your infrastructure or run your workloads on cloud within seconds. Let me give you an example. Suppose you have a new code in place and you would want to try it out. Now, what you can do, you can just quickly provision a server, a virtual machine. You can run your cloud. If it works out, great. You can scale up. If it doesn't work out, you can terminate the resource. You can terminate the virtual machine. You can go back to your development. It's as simple as that. So agility is a key factor. Now, coming to cost savings, as I have been mentioning, cloud is all about paying for what you use. So you do not pay for any idle resources, and you only pay for the time duration of the services that are being used. You're not paying anything extra. So at the same time, you're actually trading you're getting operational excellence, and you're giving away capital expenses. So you're not actually maintaining infrastructure. You're not heavily overstaffed for to say maintain your infrastructure, and that is where a lot of cost savings comes into picture. Coming to elasticity, you can deploy to thousands of servers in just minutes. So I'm not even exaggerating here. It is really within minutes you can provision thousands of virtual machines, and you can run and scale up and scale down. Similarly, if you have, for example, if you are running an e-commerce website and you have a sale coming up over the weekend, you can quickly scale up your servers. You're expecting heavy traffic, you can double your servers, and as soon as the sale is done, you can actually reduce back to the usual number of servers. So scaling up and down is very easy, and of course elasticity gives you a lot of power. Next one, innovate faster. Since you're not focusing on infrastructure, you're not focusing on potential human errors that might occur during infrastructure maintenance, you are able to focus on the things that matter, your business. So you are able to innovate faster. And lastly, going global in minutes. Now with AWS, there are multiple regions where you can deploy your solutions, and you can literally provision resources across the globe. Now let's talk about migration. And of course, in the meantime, if anyone has any question, feel free to drop it in the Q&A box, in the chat box. And one of the moderators here will be happy to take up the questions, and we'll revert to you. Now, moving on to the migration bit. So why exactly should you use AWS to migrate your workloads? First and foremost, we have over 1 million active customers. We have helped thousands of customers. I personally have helped thousands of customers migrate to AWS cloud. So we have the experience, and over this period of time when we have been helping other customers move to AWS cloud, we have ensured that we have learned our lessons. So we are very much skilled and experienced when it comes to migration to the cloud. And as I mentioned, we have the most comprehensive and mature migration tools. There are over 200 AWS services at this point of time, over 20 services that just focus on migration itself. So that is how comprehensive the tooling set is. And then comes the partner ecosystem. Now, what exactly is an AWS partner? Now, AWS Partner is an ecosystem of multiple companies who are skilled and certified by AWS to be qualified as an AWS partner. Now, when you're making use of AWS, when you're signing up with AWS, when you're using any of the AWS services, you're not just picking up AWS as a service. Rather, what you're doing is you're becoming a part of a larger ecosystem, which consists of a lot of partners. We have over 1 lakh partners across the globe. And as you can see on the slide, we have 110 plus migration certified partners. And there are some automated solutions in place as well that helps quick migrations. If you have smaller workloads, we have migration solutions for that. If you have bigger workloads, we have migration solutions for that as well. On the right-hand side on the slide deck, you can see some companies that have actually migrated a lot of their resources, in fact, move their entire infrastructure from on-prem to cloud. Now, the numbers you see here and the names you see here may sound really big ones, but I can tell you there are even smaller companies who are doing this. In fact, almost we have seen this paradigm shift where a lot of smaller companies, the startups, they have started moving to AWS cloud. Why? Because of the benefits that I just spoke about in the previous slide. Now, here are some numbers. I'll just quickly run through those. Now, when you're moving to cloud, you're migrating to AWS cloud, you're saving 31% on average infrastructure. These are numbers based on the experience that we have had over the last few years. Of course, there are 40% lesser security incidents per year. Now, let me just clarify this a bit. With on-prem solutions, with on-prem data centers, you're always at the risk of having some sort of security incident, because you cannot keep an eye on real-time mechanisms for monitoring an on-prem solution. You might have some solutions in place, but they might not really be real time. So that's why when you're not having a monitoring solution in place, the chances of having security incidents is very high. On the contrary, when you come to cloud, you get a plethora of security services that helps you keep your environment and infrastructure secure. 62% of productivity boost. What this means is that if your IT staff, they are focusing more on the business aspect of things, that is when the productivity starts. If they're concerned about how exactly the infrastructure is, or is my operating system going to go down right now, or is the system or is the desktop that I'm having, is it crashing? If you are actually occupied with such thoughts in mind, you might not really have the best of productivity. That is where AWS comes into the picture, where we take care of the underlying infrastructure, you take care of your business. And most of our customers, they share feedback with us around different services we have. And based on the feedback, we take it very seriously. We come up with new and new features based on the customer feedbacks that we get. And that's the reason why we deliver 3 times more features every year. Now, I'll talk about 3 keys to migration and modernization success. The slide is self-explanatory. There are 3 basic things that, in my opinion, are very important when you're considering a migration to AWS Cloud. First one, making a plan. Second one, having an operating model and understanding what network you would be using to migrate it. And third one, how exactly do you go about implementing it? Where the AWS partners comes into the picture. I'll take the first one first, making a plan. So these are some of the differentiators that we have noticed over a period of time on how exactly the different customers make their plan for their application, or how exactly they create their application portfolio. And these are some things that they traditionally have been doing. Firstly, when they are moving to cloud, they just realize, okay, there's some things that we don't really need. So they're retiring a lot of things. There might be some additional servers that they're having in their on-prem data center. They might not need it on cloud. And if needed, they can spin it at the last minute as well. So that's why they basically reduce the size of their entire estate. That results in cost savings, of course. Next one, lift and shift. You move to AWS. So this is where what you do is you essentially take your entire infrastructure, use our tools, use our migration options, and you re-platform it and you put it on the cloud. Initially, whatever there was on the on-prem system, now it lies happily on the cloud. And once all of that is done, once you're on AWS, you can start transforming on AWS. You can start modernizing. For any of the traditional architectures, you can actually consider going serverless. You can consider going to containers. You can containerize your workloads. You can run microservices to run different modules of your applications. So this is something that a lot of customers do. And this is something that remains a key differentiator whenever you're creating an application portfolio for migration. So this is just a quick slide on the same thing. Basically, you're migrating to free up resources. And then the next thing would be shifting licensing. If you're running databases, you would need to move your licenses. We have different options. We have options around getting your own licenses to cloud. And at the same time, you can purchase licenses on the cloud as well if you do not already have it. Now, in case you have any queries around that, feel free to reach out to me and I'll be very happy to tell you how exactly you can get your licenses to cloud, or how exactly you can work with licensing on cloud. And then you decide to scale infrastructure on demand. And then you leverage your data with advanced analytics. If you want to run some analytics, you want to have a data lake, you want to have a de-identified data lake. De-identified data lake is basically where you are saving all your personally identifiable information, all the, say, passwords or any critical information. So you can actually encrypt all of that and then you can store it in the data lake. So even if someone tries to eavesdrop into your network, they'll have absolutely no clue around the sensitive bit of information. That is something that is doable as well. You innovate with, of course, as I said, over 200 plus cloud native services. And while you're doing it, you boost your skills and experience. This is the application migration workflow. So you create a plan, you choose the right tools, you choose the right partners, you migrate the application. And once you migrate the application, you start tracking it. How exactly is your application performing? If you feel there are some performance issues, you can definitely reconsider your architecture on the cloud and you can improve on that. So that is where the solutions architects also come into the picture. Solutions architect like me, we will be overlooking these movements. We'll be seeing how exactly this is done or what is the blueprint that you come up with when you're planning to host on cloud. And once your initial migration is done, you can have migration waves. So basically, if you have imported one module to the cloud, maybe for example, if you're just getting started and to start things off, you're not very sure about cloud. So what you can do is you can have your DR strategy on cloud, your disaster recovery strategy. So you can start off with just having backups on cloud so that if your primary data center, your on-prem goes down, you can quickly fail over to your DR on cloud. And at a later point in time, when you see your DR is actually very resilient and you get confidence in cloud, you can start moving different modules of your entire application and eventually be happy and settled on AWS cloud. There are a lot of AWS services. I'll get to it at a later point in time on how exactly different services come into the picture. The second stage is building an operating model and a service management network. This means you need to identify what domains or what technical expertise you need, the different aspects of any application. There's the network component, there's database component, there's compute component, there's monitoring component. AWS enables faster cloud adoption by removing any sort of barriers that you might have here. Now, even if you're not skilled on AWS, if your team is not having a lot of expertise around AWS, we ensure that we give you a lot of trainings and you can actually make use of those trainings to get skilled on AWS and eventually be self-sufficient while running on AWS cloud. So again, this is one of the service that we have, Control Tower. It's basically a service that enables you to set up environments or set up AWS accounts in just a few clicks. So this is something that you would want to do when you're getting started. And the last part of the process is how exactly do you do it? Never do it alone. The reason I say that, we have certified partners like Network Techlabs. Now, I have worked with Network Techlabs and I know they have successfully migrated a lot of customers from on-prem to AWS cloud, and all those customers are very happy when they're running on AWS cloud. Now, I feel this is just about the right time to introduce Ali here on the call and hand it over to him so that he can talk about how Network Techlabs has been operating in this domain and how they have been helping customers move to AWS and stay resilient on AWS cloud. Ali, sir, I'll just hand it over to you here.
Yeah, thanks, Nikhil. Hi, everybody. I'm audible and my screen is, if you can able to see my screen.
Is visible.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Nikhil and Akshay. Nikhil has introduction about the cloud is very good. Okay. Myself, my name is Ali Khan. I am working in Network Techlab as a business developer in cloud. I'm a Microsoft certified and ITL and AWS solution architecture. I have 25 years experience in IT. As of Network Techlab, we have started our journey in 1996. We have headquarters in Mumbai. We are present in 14 cities of India, and pan-India service we are offering. Globally, we have connected in Singapore. We have 7,500 plus satisfied customers. We have 24/7 support, technical certified team, strong SLA base, and 99% customer retention. Right from pin to piano, we provide all customized product, solution, and services and technology. Whatever the services as per the customer wants on a market strategy, okay, we provide you to customers. Services we offer: information technology, data center technology, operation technology, automation, and rental infrastructure. How does the migration look like? How it is easy? Okay, migration. A lot of customers we see the migration. Some people are thinking is very easy. Some people are thinking a lot of on the plannings and execution. Okay, but if your planning is not properly, okay, somehow you will be fail. This is not like a journey of starting and ending. Okay, because any migration from on premises to the cloud is a business critical application, is depend upon the organization, how your application, how your server, and how your workload is shifting from on premises to the cloud is very, very important. Your cloud journey is our tool also. Okay, what we do in Network Tech Lab, we understand the customer requirement, points of problems, and statement of the problems what they have on premises, and we design the customer solution for that. Okay, we as a AWS advanced partner, we have certified customers, we have certified engineers with our team who help customer to design their solution on cloud. What is the difference between the solution designing on premises to the cloud? You have application, it is working properly on premises, but it is not auto scalable. Okay, customer cannot be understand how you can able to easily scale your application. We help them to utilize their CPU utilization, memory utilization, hard disk, operating system, and plus the network utilization, how you can save the money in your day-to-day operation, and also the uptime report and performance report, how your application can perform. Solution which offer public cloud, we are the advanced partner of AWS. In private cloud, we are the Nutanix partner, hybrid development, multi-cloud governance, automation, and achievement. What we support for the customer, we support for the customer for onboarding, managing, performance, and day-to-day operation of cloud. Let's talk about some of the case studies which we have successfully deployed on the cloud. Insurance company, their challenge having the growth of the customers, having significant growth on the customer, like about the last 2 to 3 years the pandemic has happening, and everybody is worldwide are taking the insurance companies insurance. Okay, so customer having a technical issue of their to migrate that server on the cloud. We help them with the utilization of AWS services, EC2 instances, storage, and ITSS management. Benefit of the customer, 30% reduction in cost, VDI asset migration from Windows 7 to 10, device and easily used to any device anywhere. Second is a logistic company. Worldwide logistic companies, the challenges was the data duplication with the logistic company. This company is leading worldwide, and customers want to work together. All employees need to work together. Okay, help to the Active Directory of AWS. We migrate all the users on the cloud, and user are able to work together and start their journey with the Windows 7 to Windows 10 with a better experience and reduce the cost. Third case study is we have a financial advising. Okay, financial advising companies, a lot of customers have a ERP system implemented on premises. Okay, but their ERP is not a scalable. Okay, with the help of AWS EC2 instance, we have deployed the ERP solution on cloud, and customers, employees are easily able to access their application on cloud with any device anywhere. Thanks from my side. If you have any question, you can ask, or over to Nikhil.
Thank you, Ali sir. If you could stop sharing the screen, I'll just take over screen share again.
Yeah.
And Akshay, if you would confirm, we have all the from the Mumbai and Pune region, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
अच्छा ठीक है, तो मैं थोड़ा कंफर्टेबल हो जाता हूँ, मतलब वैसे I'm assuming everyone is comfortable with Hindi as well.
Yes, 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 yes.
Perfect.
I think that's okay with all our participants.
Perfect, perfect. आणि मी मराठी पण बोलू शकतो, असं काही नाही, तर बट स्टिल आई एम नॉट व्हेरी गुड विथ मराठी, तो बट अगर किसी को क्वेश्चन होगा मराठी में तो आई कैन डेफिनेटली अंडरस्टैंड, आई कैन टेक दोज अप, शुडंट बी अ प्रॉब्लम. हाँ, तो सिंस अभी तक कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं आया, तो आई जस्ट थॉट कि मैं अभी थोड़ा सा आई जस्ट ट्राई टू कीप इट अ मिक्सचर ऑफ ऑल लैंग्वेजेस, कंसिडरिंग द फैक्ट दैट आई विल बी टच बेसिंग अबाउट द इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग्स नाउ. तो अभी जो इम्पॉर्टेंट चीजें मैं बोलूंगा, so I would want everyone to be a little interactive. अगर कुछ भी डाउट हो, this is your time to actually clarify. इसके बाद भी आप कर सकते हो, but this is like the ideal time when we strike gold. So this is where I left off. Don't do it alone. Use an experienced partner. And Network Tech Labs, they are amazing. I can tell you, I have worked with them. They are really good. So why exactly you should be using a partner? The reason is, if you are coming to something very new, अगर आप कोई new technology अगर आप explore करो, जैसे कि cloud, तो आप वो नहीं चाहोगे कि आप ट्राई करने के फेज में अपना ज्यादा टाइम स्पेंड करो, क्योंकि एट द सेम टाइम आपको इंश्योर करना है दैट यू आर एक्चुअली डूइंग एवरीथिंग एफिशिएंटली एंड इन अ रियल टाइम फ्रेम. यहाँ पे उनके पास इतना एक्सपीरियंस है, दे हैव डन दिस, लाइक दे डू इट इन एंड आउट, सो इट्स लाइक दे आर वेरी experienced, so you should make use of their experience. So they have learned from their mistakes, they have learned from their experience, and that is why they are there to provide you the best possible solution. अभी आप ऐसा भी सोच सकते हो कि यार ये सब तो शायद मे बी इट वर्क्स फॉर बिग टाइम कंपनीज, मे बी इट माइट जस्ट वर्क फॉर से ई-कॉमर्स वेबसाइट्स, अगर Amazon है, AWS है, मे बी इट माइट जस्ट वर्क फॉर ई-कॉमर्स, इट माइट नॉट बी सूटेबल फॉर समवन लाइक मी हु इज इनटू फिनटेक, या फिर एक बैंकिंग एप्लीकेशन है मेरा. तो आई कैन टेल यू, नो, इट्स नॉट दैट वे. AWS hosts like a wide range of customers. Now, whether you are into fintech, whether you are into small businesses, whether you are into telemedicine, koi bhi industry ho, kuch bhi ho, we have a service for it. And Network Tech Labs has the expertise to help you with those services. So this is where I would actually say, make use of an experienced partner like Network Tech Labs and just drive your business with that. And जो भी आपका use case है, if you have anything specific to your use case, like if you would want to know कि यार मेरा ये application है, ये सब components है, so will this actually run? क्या ये मेरे जो use case के हिसाब से या मेरे compliance के हिसाब से will this actually be a good fit on AWS? तो उस केस में you can reach out to me. तो वहां पे मैं आपका use case समझूंगा एंड मैं आपको बेस्ट पॉसिबल सॉल्यूशंस बताऊंगा कि हाउ एग्जैक्टली आप सेम चीज को ट्रांसफॉर्म करके आप उसको उठा के आप AWS पे कैसे रख सकते हो. सो दैट इज वेयर आई विल एडवाइस हाउ इट इज डन. एंड फ्लो ऐसा बनता है, आप रीच आउट करते हो मुझे, मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि यार ऐसा फ्लो है, दिस इज हाउ यू आर सपोज टू डू इट, एंड फिर उसके बाद आई विल हैंड इट ओवर टू नेटवर्क टेक लैब्स, दे विल हेल्प यू इम्प्लीमेंट इट, यू विल गेट एडिशनल हैंड्स ऑन डेक. सो दैट्स हाउ यू एक्चुअली गेट टू वर्क विद द पार्टनर्स एंड दैट्स हाउ यू डेवलप द एक्सपर्टीज. सो दिस इज समथिंग दैट आई जस्ट कवर्ड कि आपका आउटकम जल्दी यू विल रीच, आपका ऑपरेशनल कॉस्ट रिड्यूस होगा. बहुत बार ऐसे भी मिसकंसेप्शंस होते हैं कि यार पार्टनर इन्वॉल्व करूंगा तो कॉस्ट हाई होगा. इट्स नॉट एट ऑल लाइक दैट. सिमिलरली फोकस ऑन इनोवेशन. आप इनोवेशन पे फोकस कर रहे हो क्योंकि आप ये इस चीज पे नहीं सोच रहे कि यार व्हाट इफ आई फेल नाउ, व्हाट इफ आई फेल एट सम पॉइंट, मे बी आज मैंने स्टार्ट किया माइग्रेशन एंड इट जस्ट डजंट वर्क आउट. सो इसलिए दैट इज वेयर द पार्टनर्स टेक केयर ऑफ इट एंड यू टेक केयर ऑफ इनोवेटिंग थिंग्स. एंड ऑफ कोर्स अब खुद से करोगे तो चांसेस होंगे कि यार कहीं ना कहीं यू माइट मिस आउट थिंग्स हियर एंड देयर. तो सिक्योरिटी और कंप्लायंस रिस्क हो सकता है, तो वो कम हो जाता है व्हेन यू आर यूजिंग अ पार्टनर। एंड ऑफ कोर्स जब आप पार्टनर के साथ काम करते हो साइमल्टेनियसली यू वर्क ऑन बिल्डिंग योर ओन स्किल्स एज वेल, आपको खुद भी काफी कुछ सीखने मिलता है। अब ये है मेरा इंपॉर्टेंट स्लाइड यहाँ पे। आई जस्ट हैव 2 or 3 more slides, उसके बाद आई ओपन दिस फॉर Q&A, या फिर इफ देयर इज एनीथिंग एल्स दैट अक्षय और अदम्य वुड लाइक टू पिच इन। तो ये इंपॉर्टेंट स्लाइड है इन टर्म्स ऑफ व्हाट सर्विसेज वी यूज। तो यहाँ पे आप टॉप ऑफ द लेयर देखोगे, टॉप ऑफ द स्टैक देखोगे, गवर्नेंस। नाउ ये गवर्नेंस के लिए ये इंपॉर्टेंट सर्विसेज है हमारे पास। कंट्रोल टावर हो गया, ये आपको this gives you an ability to launch multiple AWS accounts single flow control tower as the name suggests कि आपका पूरा कंट्रोल होता है। यू कैन सी ऑल व्हाट ऑल अकाउंट्स यूर प्रोविजनिंग। ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस वो सबको क्लब करता है। अगर आप चाहोगे कि यार मेरे पास 4 अकाउंट है जिसमें से 3 डेव अकाउंट्स है, इनको कोई विजिबिलिटी नहीं होना चाहिए कि मेरा प्रोड अकाउंट में क्या हो रहा है, तो आप उस हिसाब से ऑर्गेनाइजेशन लेवल पे आप ब्लॉक लगा सकते हो। तो दिस इज वेयर दीज सर्विसेज कम इनटू द पिक्चर। सिमिलरली वी हैव अदर सर्विसेज हियर इन सेटअप इन गवर्नेंस। कंप्लायंस में क्लाउड ट्रेल एक सर्विस है जिससे यू कैन एक्चुअली फिगर आउट कि आपके अकाउंट में क्या क्या हुआ है। इफ यू वांट टू सी हु परफॉर्म्ड एन अपडेट डेटाबेस का, किसने ये एपीआई कॉल ट्रिगर किया था, यू कैन जस्ट चेक आउट क्लाउडट्रेल पिछले 4 दिन। आपको पता है 4 दिन में कुछ तो मॉडिफिकेशन हुआ है, कुछ तो हुआ है मेरे डेटाबेस में, तो यू कैन जस्ट यूज क्लाउडट्रेल एंड सी व्हाट एग्जैक्टली हैपेंड देयर। अगर आपके पास लाइसेंसेज है, स्टोर योर लाइसेंसेज इन लाइसेंस मैनेजर, इट टेक्स केयर ऑफ इट। वो आपको प्रॉम्प्ट देगा कि कब आपको रिन्यू करना है, कब आपका क्या डेट आ रहा है। सो दैट इज हाउ इट हेल्प्स। कॉन्फिग समथिंग सिमिलर टू क्लाउडट्रेल बट थोड़ा और कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव, कि मतलब छोटी छोटी चीजें कहाँ कहाँ क्या क्या चेंज हुआ। अगर आपको जानना है कि 4 दिन पहले मेरा एनवायरनमेंट कैसा दिख रहा था, you can use config and see what it used to look like. Then comes provisioning and orchestrating. Provisioning is like creating things, orchestrating is उन सबको एक साथ चलाना। तो यहाँ पे बहुत सारे आपको सर्विसेज मिलेंगे। अगर मैं आपको लाइक फॉर लाइक बताऊँ कि ऐसे ओपन सोर्स के कंपैरिजन में, तो जैसे क्लाउड फॉर्मेशन है, क्लाउड फॉर्मेशन इज समथिंग सिमिलर टू टेराफॉर्म। तो वैसे क्लाउड फॉर्मेशन से आप रिसोर्सेज प्रोविजन कर सकते हो, एक साथ पूरा AWS का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एक ब्लूप्रिंट में बन जाएगा। And इसके quick start templates. Quick start is like single deployment templates. So provisioning and orchestrating helps there. Monitoring, सब कुछ काम कर रहे हो, of course आपको monitor करने की भी जरूरत है. So that is where the services like X-ray और CloudWatch. X-ray एक एक trace को नोटिस करता है कि कहाँ से रिक्वेस्ट गया, किधर गया, कितना टाइम लगा, कितना मिलीसेकेंड लेटेंसी था. That is what X-ray tells you. CloudWatch, it stores all the logs. It's like a centralized logging repository. At the same time आप उस पे अलार्म्स लगा सकते हो, आप बेसिस ऑन सम अलार्म्स आप इवेंट्स ट्रिगर कर सकते हो. इट्स अ वेरी पावरफुल टूल. तो कोई भी सर्विस के बारे में आपको कभी भी जानना होगा, अभी तो मैं आपको सिर्फ ओवरव्यू दे रहा हूँ. आई नो इन्फॉर्मेशन कुड बी ओवरवेलमिंग, बट ऑफ कोर्स आइडिया इज नॉट टू ओवरवेलम यू बट टू टेल यू द आर्ट ऑफ पॉसिबल. लाइक इतना कुछ पॉसिबल है इससे, आपका जो भी यूज केस होगा यू विल प्रॉब्ली हैव अ सोल्यूशन ऑन AWS. एंड देन लास्टली सेंट्रलाइजिंग द ऑपरेशंस. सब कुछ आप कॉस्ट कहाँ पे देख सकते हो. कॉस्ट एक्सप्लोरर एक्चुअली टेल्स यू कि कहाँ पे पैसे बच सकते हैं और भी ज्यादा सिग्निफिकेंट सेविंग्स कहाँ हो सकता है. सो दोज आर सम ऑप्शंस देयर. कमिंग टू सर्विसेज दैट आर रेलेवेंट टू माइग्रेशन. सो यहाँ पे ये कुछ सर्विसेज के अभी मैं नाम बताऊंगा. तो इनमें से मैं मेजर वाला पिक करता हूँ, जैसे सर्वर माइग्रेशन सर्विस. अगर आपके पास ऑन प्रेम सर्वर है, उसको आपको AWS पे लाना है. AWS पे जो वर्चुअल मशीन्स होते हैं या फिर जो सर्वर्स होते हैं, वी कॉल इट EC2. तो इफ यू वांट टू मूव योर ऑन प्रेम सर्वर का कंटेंट टू EC2, दैट इज व्हेन यू वुड यूज सर्वर माइग्रेशन सर्विस और SMS. सो द वे इट वर्क्स इज, आपका एक एजेंट इंस्टॉल करेंगे हम SMS सर्विस का ऑन योर ऑन प्रेम सर्वर, एंड दैट विल टेक केयर ऑफ मूविंग डेटा, सिंक्रोनाइजिंग डेटा फ्रॉम देयर टू EC2. सिमिलरली DMS होता है, DMS इज डेटाबेस माइग्रेशन. तो इसमें थोड़ा सा एडिशनल इन्फॉर्मेशन ये होता है कि क्योंकि डेटाबेस में आपके काफी स्कीमा अलग टाइप का हो सकता है, तो बेस्ड ऑन दैट अगर आप हेटेरोजेनियस मूव कर रहे हो, सपोज आप से कोई एक टाइप, आप सपोज MySQL से PostgreSQL करने की कोशिश करें, तो कहीं ना कहीं आपको स्कीमा चेंज करना पड़ेगा. सो दैट इज वेयर स्कीमा कन्वर्जन टूल, जो कि इसके अंदर इनबिल्ट आता है, दैट टेक्स केयर ऑफ इट. सो डेटाबेस माइग्रेशन सर्विस हेल्प्स यू अराउंड दैट. Similarly, application specific components, if you want to move and expedite the migrations process, तो application migration service comes into picture. कुछ रेडीमेड चीजें चाहिए आपको, मतलब क्विक स्टार्ट टेम्पलेट टाइप चीजें चाहिए कि मतलब तुरंत मैं कोई भी कैटलॉग्स को प्रोविजन कर दूं, सर्विस कैटलॉग टेक्स केयर ऑफ इट. एंड माइग्रेशन हब एक सिंगल लोकेशन है. जब आपका माइग्रेशन प्लान होता है, तो माइग्रेशन हब में आपको ये सब कुछ एक साथ दिखता है अंडर वन अम्ब्रेला. And when you're doing all of this, जब ये सब चल रहा है, when you're actually learning cloud, when you're trying to move to AWS cloud, AWS makes sure कि आपका भी skills improve हो रहा है. How exactly that happens? काफी सारा ट्रेनिंग एंड सर्टिफिकेशन, बहुत सारे फ्री ट्रेनिंग्स होते हैं, लॉट ऑफ फ्री ट्रेनिंग्स आर अराउंड. यू कैन टेक अप दोस फ्री ट्रेनिंग्स, देन यू कैन टेक अप AWS सर्टिफिकेशंस. उसके लिए भी पाथवेज है on how exactly you can get certified on multiple AWS certifications and अपना आप खुद productivity boost कर सकते हो around AWS. You can make use of managed services, professional services, partners as I've already spoken about. Marketplace ऐसा होता है कि मतलब कोई कंपनी है, उन्होंने कुछ कस्टम सोल्यूशन बनाया, वो मार्केट प्लेस पे सेल कर सकते हैं. एंड देन सिमिलरली AWS IQ है, जहाँ पे आप कुछ भी आपको डाउट हो, कुछ भी क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, तो यू कैन जस्ट रीच आउट देयर, एंड जो भी एक्सपर्ट्स होते हैं, सर्टिफाइड एक्सपर्ट्स, तो दे हेल्प यू देयर. एंड लास्टली AWS सपोर्ट इज ऑलवेज देयर. नाउ व्हेन आई से सपोर्ट, इट्स नॉट लाइक वो वाला सपोर्ट की मतलब मैं आपके साथ हूँ. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट एक्चुअल सपोर्ट. जो सपोर्ट मैकेनिज्म है विद AWS, इट्स वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग. डिफरेंट प्लान्स होते हैं, सपोर्ट प्लान्स होते हैं, एंड सबके SLA होते हैं. तो अगर आप बेस्ट केस में अगर मुझसे पूछेंगे, तो सपोर्ट का बेस्ट केस SLA ऐसा है कि 15 मिनट्स के अंदर दे विल रिजॉल्व योर इशू. सो 15 मिनट्स का SLA भी आता है एक सपोर्ट प्लान के अंदर. सो दीज आर सम ऑप्शंस दैट यू हैव. So while you are moving to cloud, when you're migrating to cloud, when you're modernizing on cloud, make sure you're also enhancing your own skills. Last, so what is it that I recommend at this point of time? पहले तो आपको क्या एप्स को ट्रांसफॉर्म करना है. आप खुद जानते हो कि आपका कितना लेगेसी एप्लीकेशन चल रहा है. कहीं ना कहीं आपको ही पता है लेगेसी एप्लीकेशंस आगे जाके आपको कॉम्प्लिकेशंस देंगे. तो इट्स बेटर टू स्टार्ट ऑफ नाउ, क्योंकि बाद में अगर सडनली 1-2 महीने का डेडलाइन आ गया एंड देन यू आर स्टार्टिंग ऑफ, तो थोड़ा सा हसल बसल हो जाएगा. बट इफ यू डू इट राइट नाउ, इफ यू आर ऑलरेडी श्योर अबाउट विच एप्स टू ट्रांसफॉर्म, सो दिस इज द टाइम टू डू इट. ऑफकोर्स जो डिफरेंशिएटर्स की मैंने बात की थी स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द स्लाइड्स में, तो मेक श्योर आप वो डिफरेंशिएटर्स, वेदर यू वांट टू गेट इनटू एनालिटिक्स, या फिर आप आगे जाके बिग डेटा यूज करना चाहते हो, या फिर आपका ओवरऑल इंटेंशन है कि कुछ लेगेसी एप्लीकेशंस रिटायर करना है. सो बेस्ड ऑन दोस डिफरेंशिएटर्स, चूज व्हाट एग्जैक्टली यू वांट टू डू. एंड फिर उसके बाद डिजाइन एंड बिल्ड अ सर्विस मैनेजमेंट फ्रेमवर्क जो आपका क्लाउड ऑपरेटिंग मॉडल पे हेल्प करेगा. यहाँ पे मैं हेल्प करूंगा आपको. अगर आपको कुछ भी इससे रिलेटेड हेल्प चाहिए कि एग्जैक्टली आप बोलोगे कि मेरे पास एक ऐसा सर्विस है जो कि मेरा सारा एन्क्रिप्शन की सेव करता है, तो ऑलरेडी मेरे पास एक ऐसा सॉफ्टवेयर है, मुझे AWS पे करना है, तो दैट इज व्हेन आई विल टेल यू कि यू कैन मेक यूज ऑफ की मैनेजमेंट सर्विस दैट वी हैव. तो इस टाइप से आपका जो भी यूज केस होगा आप मेरे को बताओगे, अकॉर्डिंगली आई विल बी हैप्पी टू टेल यू कि इसका इक्विवेलेंट हमारे पास कुछ है या नहीं. अगर नहीं है तो बाकी कस्टमर्स कैसे कर रहे हैं. एट द सेम टाइम आई विल आल्सो टेल यू कि अच्छा ठीक है, अच्छा आप बैंकिंग सेक्टर से हो, आपका कंपनी बैंकिंग सेक्टर से है, तो अगर आपको चाहिए तो मैं आपको एग्जाम्पल्स भी दूंगा कि अच्छा बैंकिंग सेक्टर के कौन से कस्टमर्स ने ये काम ऑलरेडी किया है, तो उससे आपको भी कॉन्फिडेंस आएगा. एंड लास्टली, जब मैंने आपको सोल्यूशन प्रपोज कर दिया, जब मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि आप ये सब कर सकते हो, उसके बाद आप हमसे कनेक्ट करो या फिर आप सीधे नेटवर्क टेक्लैब से कनेक्ट करो, उनको बताओ कि यार आपको एग्जैक्टली क्या चाहिए. तो जो भी आपको चाहिए, मैं, अक्षय, नली सर एंड टीम, वी आर ऑल देयर टू हेल्प यू. सो दिस इज व्हाट द एक्शन दैट आई वुड recommend at the end of this session. So it's about 11:46 now. We have about 14 minutes left. So I'll just open this up for Q&A. या फिर Adamya or Akshay, if you want to just finish off with something else, please take over.
Yeah, so I think we should first, so we have Adamya over a call. Okay. So he's a partner manager and he will take you through, what are the possibilities for the, partner success with customers. Okay. So Adamya, please, if you can speak something.
Hi, thanks. So yeah, team. Quickly, I just wanted to let you know that AWS has a very good partner ecosystem, and we work very closely with our partners. Network Techlab, I have been working for a quite long time, right? I've seen their technical capabilities as well, and we have closed a lot of opportunities together. So just wanted to give you that confidence. Then when it comes to working with partners, AWS completely supports our partners, and when it comes to technical and commercial. So it's just to give you an example, right? When partners are working closely with you, we also monitor all that work which happens, right? Nikhil and me work closely with Network Tech Lab to make sure all the technical support what Network Tech Lab or the customer requires, we provide him. And apart from that, we are running a lot of programs, right? where we are helping customers to at least start a POC if they're planning to go on cloud, right? But are a little bit hesitant in first and wants to test some of their applications before making their mind. We do have a lot of programs around it where we do some kind of a POC and we provide POC credits, right? So that for that particular month and particular service you cannot charge, right? Just to see that how the performance of that application on cloud will be. Yeah, so we do all those things, and you can always reach out to the network tech lab people or me, right? In case you have anything related to AWS, right? Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Thank you, Adamna. So
Okay, Akshay. Yeah, just 1 minute. I see a question in the chat box. It says, once we migrate to cloud, in future, if management decides we don't want to stay in cloud, how to return back from AWS? What will happen with our data? So इसके दो aspect है. पहला, how exactly you migrate to and fro from cloud, and second one, data के साथ क्या होगा? So I'll answer it in pieces. First one, the way you move things into cloud, similarly you can move things out of cloud. For example, I'll give you a quick example. जैसे कि मैंने database का बोला, if you're already hosting your database somewhere outside, say a MySQL database, and you want to host the MySQL database on AWS, तो आप database migration service use करके you can move data from this source to destination. Similarly, अगर at some point you want to get back, तो वापस you can make use of same service, same set of service, database migration service. आप source and destination change करके you can move data out of this as well. So it's as simple as that. But then my question to you would be, why would you actually consider moving out of the cloud? अगर क्योंकि this is something that I've seen. A lot of people have this question first up, but once they start using the cloud, उनको benefit दिखता है and they're like, okay, this is हमने काफी time already waste कर दिया by not being on cloud. Now actually it makes sense. So yes, of course. So that's one part of it. The way you move things into cloud, similarly you move back as well. It's not like आप एक बार आ जाओगे तो आप एक long term commitment में जा रहे हो. There is no lock-in period and there is no commitment as such with any of the AWS services. So that's one part. Second, data. Throughout this journey, when you are already on-prem and when you are moving to AWS cloud, data is something that you own. Even AWS has zero visibility into data. Network tech labs or any partner, they'll have no visibility into your data. Yes, we will know कि चलो यार 500 TB data आ रहा है, but we'll never know what is there. So data is something that you manage, you get to manage. In fact, we'll also provide you mechanisms कि आप अपने data को और खुद से भी मतलब बाकी अपने टीम वालों से भी ज़्यादा सिक्योर कैसे कर सकते हो. You can actually make use of mechanisms कि मतलब आप access control policies लगा सकते हो कि यार सिर्फ so and so person should be able to access this database or this file. At the same time, अगर आप चाहते हो कि encrypted रहे आपका data, तो AWS can also provide you options to encrypt data not just at rest but in transit. Transit में अगर आपको TLS या फिर SSL लगाना है, तो yes, you can do that. So that is how your data would be. Your data, the way it moves into the cloud, similarly it can move out of the cloud. No challenge. But as I said, question is to you again. Why would you actually consider moving out? I hope that helps.
Nikhil, I want to add here something more.
Sure.
My dear friends, मुझे 25 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है आईटी में. ओके, सो मैंने जहां तक के देखा है, आईटी वालों का लाइफ ऐसा है कि ईद हो, दिवाली हो, गणपति हो, ओके, लोग एंजॉय करते हैं और आईटी वाले डाटा सेंटर में एंजॉय करते हैं. उनका माइग्रेशन रहता है, उनका काम करना पड़ता है उनको. ओके, आर यू वांट टू रियली मेक योर लाइफ इजी और यू वांट टू मेक सिमिलर लाइक दैट लाइफ? अगर आपका ऑन प्रेमाइसिस पे एप्लीकेशन है, ओके, आपको डाटा सेंटर में आपके बैठना है, काम करना है. क्लाउड पे है, यू कैन वर्क फ्रॉम एनीवेयर, नंबर 1. सेकेंड थिंग, आपका एप्लीकेशन ऑटो स्केलेबिलिटी, ऑटो डाउनग्रेडेबिलिटी, ऑटो चेंजिंग, और आप जब चाहे एप्लीकेशन को स्टॉप स्टार्ट कर सकते हो, मैनेज कर सकते हो बाहर से, नंबर 1. सेकेंड थिंग, आपका परफॉर्मेंस यूटिलाइजेशन आपको इजीली मिलता है. आपका लाइसेंसिंग, आपका मैन पावर, अवेलेबिलिटीज, everything is up available. SLA is 99.9% uptime. Okay, so आप एक बार क्लाउड पे जाने के बाद वापस क्यों आना चाहोगे? ये आपके ऊपर है कि आप आपके मैनेजमेंट को या ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को किस तरीके से मैनेज करते हो. आप चाहते हो कि आपका लाइफ इसी तरीके से रहे हर टाइम पे, कि लोग जब एंजॉय कर रहे हैं, आप आपके डेटा सेंटर में काम कर रहे हो, नाइट्स कर रहे हो। मेरी लाइफ में मैंने कई बार नाइट्स किए हैं, ओके। और कई बार मेरे को इंजीनियर्स को मेरे या मेरे को खुद को ऑफिस में नाइट करना पड़ा है, रुकना पड़ा है, ओके। लेकिन फ्रॉम लास्ट 3 to 5 years हम लोगों ने जब से क्लाउड पे मूवमेंट किया है कस्टमर्स का, ओके, मैक्सिमम टू मैक्सिमम एट डाउन टाइम हमने 2 to 3 hours में डाउन टाइम में एप्लीकेशन को मूव किया है, ओके। और ज्यादातर लोगों ने रिमोटली वर्क करके माइग्रेशन कंप्लीट किया है। डेटा सेंटर में सेटिंग करने का कोई जरूरत नहीं है, ओके। आई होप this will be touch to your heart, everybody's. Thanks.
Yeah. So we have some more questions from, okay, we have completed a question from Jagat sir. Okay, now we have a second question from Mr. Praveen. Okay, so Praveen sir has a question that does AWS charge for download the data from server if I stop all the services in future? Hello, Nikhil.
Yes, वो क्वेश्चन मैं देख रहा हूँ यार, मेरे को क्वेश्चन दिख नहीं रहा। आई सी वन ऑन who's recently migrated to on-prem SAP HANA on AWS cloud.
I will give you this question also.
Okay.
The question is, does AWS charge for download the data from server if I stop all services in future? He means to say, if he stop all the services from AWS in future, does AWS charge to download the data?
Okay, I get it. I get the question. तो let me put it this way. So you have already, मतलब ऐसा एग्जांपल लेते हैं कि आपने एक सेटअप बनाया है AWS पे, उसमें आपने एक स्टोरेज का भी कुछ ऑप्शन रखा है, उसमें आपका कुछ डेटा है एंड काफी सारे सर्वर्स या ये सब कुछ है, उन सबको आपने स्टॉप कर दिया सारे सर्विसेज, एंड यू वांट टू नो कि उसके बाद अगर आपने कोई डेटा डाउनलोड किया जो आपका स्टोरेज है ऑलरेडी क्लाउड पे उसमें से, तो क्या आपको चार्ज लगेगा? द आंसर इज नो, यू आर नॉट पेइंग फॉर द डाउनलोड दैट यू आर डूइंग, बट हाँ, आप जो स्टोरेज जो कर रहे हो, स्टोरेज अगर आप कहीं पे आप रख रहे हो उसको क्लाउड पे, तो उसका स्टोरेज चार्ज लगेगा। एंड ऑफ कोर्स एक अगर नॉर्मल सर्वर्स की बात करें, अगर हम EC2 जो मैंने बोला वर्चुअल मशीन्स ऑन क्लाउड है, EC2 की बात करें तो एक कॉस्ट सेविंग मैकेनिज्म ये है कि व्हाट पीपल डू इज कि जब उनको EC2 काम नहीं करना होता, या तो वो डीप्रोविजन कर देते या तो उसको स्टॉप करके रख देते। तो दैट इज व्हाट मोस्ट पीपल डू, जैसे आपने बोला स्टॉपिंग द सर्विसेज। बट हाँ, ये क्वेश्चन एक बहुत ही वाइड रेंजिंग क्वेश्चन है। इट ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन आपका आर्किटेक्चर की कौन कौन से कंपोनेंट्स है। तो इन जनरल जो भी डेटा आपका है वो कहाँ पे स्टोर हो रहा है या फिर कितने कंपोनेंट्स है, कौन कौन से सर्विसेज है, उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा। सो अगर ऐसे आपके पास कोई फुल डिटेल इन्फॉर्मेशन होगा कि मतलब आप क्या प्लान कर रहे हो, यू कैन लेट मी नो, या फिर आप चैट बॉक्स में डाल दो या आप एक मेल ड्रॉप कर दो। आई विल बी हैप्पी टू टेक इट अप एंड मैं आपको डिटेल आंसर शेयर कर सकता हूँ उसका।
Okay, so we have next question from Subhay sir. Okay, so who recently migrated from on-prem SAP to HANA on AWS cloud?
ओके, तो इसका एक मैं आपको जेनरिक आंसर दूंगा कि माइग्रेशंस ऑफ ऑन प्रेम SAP HANA S4 HANA टू AWS क्लाउड इज समथिंग जो होता है, बहुत सारे कस्टमर्स करते हैं। नाउ इफ यू आर रिक्वेस्टिंग अ रेफरेंस कि कौन से कस्टमर ने किया, एट दिस पॉइंट आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू शेयर द नेम्स बिकॉज द वे इट वर्क्स इज हमें कॉन्फिडेंशियलिटी तो रखनी पड़ती है। बट हाँ, कुछ कस्टमर्स ऐसे जो खुद से बोलते हैं कि ठीक है हमने आपके साथ ये काम किया, आप बाकियों को बता सकते हैं।
Hi, Adamya here. I'll just give an example. I have in the chat box posted a use case of Ashapura group of industries who basically migrated their SAP on AWS. So it's a public referenceable case. You can just click on the link, right, and you can see the video testimony of the customers, right, and a bit about this case.
Perfect. Thanks, Adamya. So yes, as I was saying कि कुछ examples ऐसे होते हैं जब customers they say कि okay, you can use our references like this one जो अदम्य ने share किया है, and similarly कुछ customers होते हैं जो बोलते हैं नहीं हमें अपना private ही रखना है, so that's the reason हम ऐसे ready-made में तुरंत आपको नाम नहीं बता पाऊंगा। But thank you अदम्य for sharing one of the publicly shareable reference, that helps. And next one, do we have more questions here, Akshay? Sure.
If we are on the AWS and in future if we want to move into Azure or GCP, is it possible?
Yes, cloud to cloud migrations, it is possible, but again, question तो मैं आपको ही पूछूंगा, अगर आप AWS एक बार use करोगे, I really doubt that you would actually want to move away from AWS, but yes, cloud to cloud migration is there. Similarly, of course, different tools होते हैं, जैसे AWS के tools के बारे में मैंने आपको बताया, वैसे ही अगर आपको कोई दूसरे cloud provider के पास जाना होगा या तो उनके tools होंगे, but it is something that is being done across industry. So yes, short answer to that, it is possible. And I guess Amit also has a question. Hi, can I deploy server on cloud for WDS for installation in laptop or desktop? So in general, agar aapko, let me just get this correct. So WDS, as far as I know, it just enables the deployment of Windows OS. तो हाँ, आप cloud में Windows OS आप deploy कर सकते हो. As I said, virtual machine जो आप provision करते हो, so you can provision a Windows virtual machine. And उसके ऊपर you can make use of it. It's basically like आपके पास खुद का एक computer आ जाता है, but it's just that it's on the cloud. You don't know where is it hosted. So that's how it is. So yes, answer to your question is also yes. And thank you, Deb. So Deb has also posted his contact details and his email ID. And Deb and Adamya, these guys, they work very closely with me. So अगर आपको कभी भी कुछ भी questions हो या फिर, because we are running short of time, so अगर कुछ भी questions होता है, or if you want to detail, like have a detailed discussion around your use case, I'll be happy to give you an hour or two. मैं बहुत ही excited होके मैं आपको help करना चाहूँगा. So do let us know and feel free to drop in a message to Deb. He has shared his contact details as well. So I'd highly urge everyone to make a note of it.
Yes, thank you, Nikhil.
So Akshay, yeah, Akshay, that's it. That's it from my side. I guess it's time now. So over to you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. It was, really engaging session, Ali sir and Nikhil. So, I mean, I hope, everyone had enjoyed this. Okay. So if you have any queries, any questions, you can, reach out to us. If you want to reach out to Network Techlab, you can, write us to, info@netlabindia.com anytime, and we are happy to assist you.
Yes, Akshay, आप वो email ID आप chat box में डाल दो so that people can make note of it. And also मैंने एक link डाला है chat box में for a survey. It will take just about 1 minute. So please just fill in the survey. It will actually help me and Ali sir do better. या फिर we'll get to know कि हमें आगे और क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. So please take just 2 minutes to fill in the survey. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys, everybody.
So Nikhil has posted the survey. If everyone can fill that survey and give their feedback, so it will help us to create such webinars in future and help you a lot. Okay. So post this session, we will be reaching out to you with an EDM mailer to have a required. If anyone wants a demo session or POC, they can just get in touch with us, info@netlabindia.com. Again, thank you guys for joining the session, and we look forward you to hosting us soon. Stay safe.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.